Right, so I had a very long and intellectual conversation with my friend the other day by the pool. More specifically, this pool over here, because he lives in the same apartment like complex as me. He lives in a building across next to me. But I was sat sunbathing. He came and joined me, and we just spoke about interesting things for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And we spoke about masculinity, making money, self-improvement, porn addictions. We spoke about loads of things. But one of the things we spoke about was how it's also our parents' first time living as well. And I think sometimes, you know, not even just men, because I make videos for obviously men and stuff, but people in general can sometimes get mad at their parents for making mistakes, mad at their parents for not really getting things right, being like, oh, they didn't raise me this in the correct way by doing this, they made a mistake by doing this. But our parents are living life for the first time as well. Like, we get caught up in thinking like, oh, they're the adults, they're the parents, like they should know exactly what they're doing. But realistically, I'm 21 years old and I'm like, fucking hell, I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes, you know what I mean? So I can't imagine that would massively change when my parents are like 40, like, I'm very young parents. My mum had me when she was 18. And my stepdad's a year older than her. You know, we're so easy to critique what our parents do and how they do things and stuff. And as a kid growing up, it's very normal to do this because you're like, fuck this, like, oh, they're so annoying, they make so many mistakes and they do this, they're annoying. But recently, I think when you become an adult, you sort of realise that it's our parents' first time living as well. And, you know, I think once I started thinking about that, I was like, damn, maybe I was a bit too harsh in the way spoke about how they parented me and stuff like that, because growing up I didn't have the greatest relationships with my parents when I was a teenager, because I was always like getting my phone taken away, getting my Xbox taken away. Like, it was a very hostile environment at times, I'm going to be completely honest. And especially when you're the oldest child as well, because I'm the oldest child in my family. I'm 21 years old. I have a sister that's 20 years old and I have a sister that is 14 years old. So, you know, it's their first time parenting, and you think, oh, they should have it figured out. But really, realistically, they've never done this before, bro. Like, they're gonna make mistakes. And I was speaking to my mum about this. Like, she was like, oh, if they had a child now, they'd obviously parent very differently, because there was things that they didn't like doing when they were parenting me and parenting my oldest sister, my youngest sister as well. But yeah, I think just not being too harsh on your parents is probably a good thing to do, because we're all here, you know. People seem to think that they have things figured out, but in reality, probably don't have things figured out half the time, you know? Everyone seems to think as adults, you get to 21 years old and then boom, everything's figured out. You know life now, you have everything figured out. When it's not the case, you're constantly learning. Like, until you are literally 6 feet underground, you are constantly learning. Yeah, I didn't have the greatest relationships with especially my stepdad growing up, I'm not gonna lie. We were constantly back and forth arguing because we didn't get along, we argued a lot, but no, I can sort of forgive him because I understand why. You know, I was not the greatest kid growing up, and also he didn't really know how to tackle these situations. He was never taught how to do it. No one's really taught how to do it. And that's also why I'm big on, like, when my wife is pregnant in the future, or my future wife, I don't actually have a wife right now. You know, when I do have a wife and she's pregnant, or we're planning on having a baby, bro, I'm gonna dedicate time to actually learning as much as I can about parenthood, because a lot of people just have babies and wing it and just like, oh yeah, we're parents now, we've not learned anything about parenthood, but we're just gonna have a baby. That seems so dumb to me. You want to be prepared as much as possible. Like, yeah, you're going to make mistakes along the way, and there's certain things that you won't know how to deal with them until they actually arise, but being prepared and having the information in your skull is probably a good thing to do. But yeah, don't be too bad at your parents. Don't be like, oh, fuck these guys, because they are going to make mistakes parenting. Like, that's just something that is going to happen. It's their first time doing it. It's their first time living life as well. So just give them a break. I feel like this video would have been very valuable for me when I was like 14, 15 years old, 16, because I was constantly on their case, like constantly critiquing what they were doing, because I was getting my bloody phone and Xbox taken away. But yeah, it's your parents' first time living life as well. So don't be too caught up on critiquing what they're doing or being mad at them and stuff like that. Like, just relax and try and forgive them, because, you know, a lot of people think that we should have things figured out, but when in reality, who actually has life completely figured out? I don't think a lot of people do. But boys, thank you all for watching the video. I hope this video has been valuable and informative. Essentially, what I want to do with this YouTube channel is give advice to my younger self. So the information and the advice that I needed to hear, I'm giving to myself in the future. Do you know what I mean? So the advice that 16-year-old Aaron needed to hear, I'm giving it to him now through these videos. So all the information that I've learned from 16 to 21, you know, all the things that I've overcome, all the challenges that I've experienced, that have made me a better person, I'm now giving to my younger self. Do you know what I mean? But I'm very excited to announce that I've now got a free school community, a community dedicated to self-improvement and people that want to become the best versions of themselves. Inside, we have 2 free training programs and a self-improvement habit tracker. And there's so much more to come as well. So if you want to go ahead and join, make sure you click the link down below and join Kaizen Tribe now. But boys, thank you all for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like the video and sub to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.